What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. This is serious. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy. Can't tell you do shit. Hey man, say man, we are lit. Ninja man, turn. Today, it's motherfucking day. Straight here outside, big crib in the gang. Straight here outside, big crib. Hey man, free Palestine, free Congo, Russia do your thing, and Texas stand the fuck up. Each day is a new day to be a better version of yourself. Never let somebody bring you down. Always fight back. Never let somebody tell you are, but also never put yourself in a position you don't belong. Let's stay humble, get on this revolution, on this movement, coming to the Hebrew Israelite as a real Jew. Alright, boom. Today, motherfucking day, straight here outside, big crib in the gang. Straight here outside, crib shit. Alright, man. So we've been talking about Diddy, man. You know what I'm saying? What's been going on with Diddy, man? You feel me? A lot's been going on in the headways in the news, you know, with Thugger and Dirk. You know, we've been kind of, you know what I'm saying, looking into what's going on with that situation. So, you know, Diddy is kind of going through some same type of, you know what I'm saying, situation as far as prison, life in prison. So, you know, last time we were really into, you know, they picking up like over 100 people and shit. Well, this is just to show, go back into, you know, into depths of what's really going on with the baby oil, the people, you know what I'm saying, how deep it really gets to, you know, how far back this really took some people for it to even come down to the situation where, you feel me, Diddy's at, you know what I'm saying, shout out to all the people in this video, who made these videos, you know what I'm saying, and yeah, Diddy's birthday, you know, just came up. You know, his family was saying, what's up? Well, hey, Crip, we just got to see how this all going to play out, you know what I'm saying? Like we said, man, people are getting exposed, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, man, you got to stay prayed up. And, hey, and always keep your head on the swivel and stay straightforward, because people are looking for anything to try to fuck people over, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, so let's get into the video. Hey man, say man, we got this stuff about Diddy, man. You know, Diddy got a lot of shit going on, man. Who knows, man, if this nigga gonna get out of federal prison, bruh. But hey, we're in jail right now.
Isn't it weird that the government was so interested in Diddy's baby oil that they took 1,000 bottles away from his house? If the government took 1,000 bottles of baby oil and somebody had things what appeared to be baby oil, and then you have to listen to the prosecutor. He said that they seized 1,000 bottles what allegedly to be baby oil.
1,000.
Allegedly to be baby oil. So that's telling people that it wasn't baby oil. And people think that was baby oil, they out their mind. I don't believe it was baby oil. Yo, bro, when they went up in there, they knew what they was gonna find. They knew what was ever in that baby oil or that those bottles that appeared to be baby oil.
Everything
they knew
baby
about that
oil?
at first. You gotta realize 9 times out of 10, that individual that got caught at the airport, that was supposed to be their carrier, told them what they was doing and what they had. I wouldn't put him past that he told them everything. So when they went up in there, they knew they had to take whatever was out there, and that thing that appeared to be baby oil, they took that.
Remember when Burna Boy was at his peak, Grammy in hand, solidifying his title as the African Giant? Well, word on the street is that it hasn't been all glitter and gold. Let's rewind a bit. Burna Boy, born Damini Ebenoluwa Ogulu, first shook up the Nigerian music scene with his unique Afrofusion sound. He had hit after hit, and soon everyone was talking about him. His album African Giant had people worldwide dancing, earning him a Grammy nomination. But that was just the beginning. In 2021, he finally won the Grammy with Twice as Tall, and it seemed like the dream had come true. He was on magazine covers, playing sold-out shows, and mingling with the biggest stars. But as they say, sometimes not everything that glitters is gold.
Let's see let's see how many of those come back to be baby oil. Bro, listen to me. Costco don't sell that much baby oil. Where you know sell that much baby oil?
Yeah, I don't know any store that sell that much baby oil. I know Costco, they came out and said that they don't even sell baby
Nobody, and it's crazy. Nobody talk about
My sentiments exactly.
what's going on with the Diddy trial. It makes you wonder how many people really.
What do you believe was in the baby oil?
If you ever seen a massage parlor being raided, and they walking out the people, do they take the massage oil with them when they go? No. They just walk out the people who are being arrested. If you ever seen a person getting arrested and the people being arrested in those brothel houses, do they take out the stuff in the brothel houses?
That's insane,
No, they
though,
don't.
bruh.
They take the individuals who are being arrested out the brothel houses. For them to take 1,000 bottles of baby oil, it's like that they did not leave one. They left people there, but they ain't leave not one bottle. Nobody needed no baby oil. So my whole thing about it is that there was something in that other than baby oil. That's why they took all the bottles. And 9 times out of 10, if I would give it a wild guess,
But they just.
it was, and like some of the people told me, it was probably that GHB.
What's that?
I think it's gamma hydrox. Is I looked it up, bro. Let me see. See if I can find it. I know this is
Damn.
this is your show and everything like that, but oh no.
They came in with the quickness on this one.
Yo, somebody tap dance or sing or do something, you know what I'm saying, while I'm doing this. Oh, here it go right here. It's gamma hydroxy butyric. What is it effect on the body? It's a euphoria, drowsiness, decreased anxiety, and memory impairment. It works on the nervous system and gives you this feeling of euphoria. So they take that and rub it on it, and you forget who you are, what you're doing. It can also give you memory loss,
The fuck?
drowsiness, and that's under the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration.gov.
Rumors started swirling faster than a tornado, with whispers that Burna Boy wasn't as happy as he seemed. We all wondered what might be going on behind those designer shades. Then came the cryptic social media posts, one moment celebrating his success, the next hinting at feeling trapped. It was like trying to piece together a puzzle without all the pieces. Enter Diddy, the music mogul. At first, their collaboration seemed ideal. Diddy's industry clout paired with Burna's fresh sound. But fans couldn't help but wonder, why would a star already shining so bright need Diddy's help? It felt almost unnecessary, like hiring a swimming coach when you're already winning gold.
No, you want to sit around and pretend to like bitch. That's what y'all do. And then you get these hard Jocelyn.
Jaguar Wright was on a
Like,
historic
You like half man bitches. No disrespect, but Jocelyn rough.
shoulders is.
And the way she like running up on, I already know she done strapped up on you.
That's crazy.
So, Jack, let me ask you. There's one, some of the shocking.
I hear that mean with a harness.
Oh. Okay, not a harness.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you this. I'm sure somebody's already asked you this, but have you ever been to a P. Diddy party?
Yeah, except many, honestly.
And so, can you take us through like what goes on, like when you were there?
What did I say when y'all asked me about why was the TD Jakes at the Diddy party?
Yeah.
Insane.
What I say? Money and sex.
That's correct. Were you surprised that there were so many cameras in his houses?
No.
That he was recording these?
He is the J. Edgar Hoover of hip hop.
Okay.
Y'all done seen him put on the pyramid with a skirt?
So let me ask you, when you hear that Cassie was told to hire male escorts to come in what they call freak-offs now,
Yeah.
that is something normal that happens in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Freak-offs.
Right.
Okay.
Damn.
Everybody know that. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times I got to think this is wild?
So do you feel like people, when they hear pink cocaine, Young Miami has to bring across?
Wait, the Tusi.
Yeah, the Tusi. That's what they
I
got.
found out. I talked to my drug guy because I wanted to be informed. Because people was calling the Tusi, that's calling it the Tucci. I didn't know which one it was, so I talked to my drug guy, and my drug guy filled me in, and then it made perfect sense. Tusi.
Talk to him.
Drugs with Jaguar.
Let's talk.
Drugs education.
101.
So Tusi is the cocaine.
Bro, this
But
was
they
a
take the
historic run, boy.
and cook it up.
I don't know what
And
they
they
did
fold it into
now.
the coke. Now, if you don't know what cat is what they call on the street special cat. It's a veterinary drug. It's a horse tranquilizer. Now, gay men have been using this for years. See, back in the day, if you went to a gay party or a gay rave, there were certain drugs that you would always find on hand. Viagra, ecstasy, Special K, and cocaine.
Damn.
Now, see, the cocaine keep you up all night, but unfortunately, it gives you limp noodle because of what the blood flow to. So you want to fuck with a half-hard dick all night. So that's why you have the Viagra, to make sure that the dick involuntarily stays hard while you're
That is
numbing your
some
fucking self with the coke.
insane
Now, see,
shit.
the ketamine, that's a horse tranquilizer, so that relaxes all your muscles. You could get fucked by 80 fucking ton gorillas. You wouldn't feel
Bitch,
it.
an 80-ton gorilla,
So
bitch.
now, your dick is gonna stay hard. You numbed up and you high. You got the ketamine in you, so you don't feel shit. And then you add the ecstasy to put in the feeling that you've now blocked out. And now you got a party.
Freak off cocktail.
You might be wondering just how bad could this deal really
That's
be?
insane.
Well, it's not just bad, it's downright scandalous. Imagine Burna Boy's contract with Diddy being so twisted, it makes old school record deals look like child's play. On the surface, this partnership seemed like a dream. Burna Boy, the African giant, joining forces with Diddy, hip-hop's legendary bad boy. You'd expect nothing but champagne toasts and chart-topping hits, right? But word on the street is there's a lot more lurking beneath the surface.
I hear these stories and everything like that, because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube, or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen, and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as, what you call that?
I mean, half the niggas didn't think they was gonna make it this long. You feel me,
just to
Crip?
clear the
Because there's probably a lot of
facts
shit
of
going
what's
on. Who knows?
But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff, and he's in exotic bookstores, and he's doing shopping. Right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in the exotic bookstore with Puff. So, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you got to go put it on the counter and, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at
crazy.
Places where he's picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still going to tease him. I'm still going to mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I said, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you can do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. So when I just waited at the counter. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like, he gave the guy a stack, something like this.
Yeah, probably could have been Cassie. You never know.
No 20s and no 50s and nothing like that.
You never know these days, bro.
He just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper.
I wonder if Diddy ever found out about them vibrating
Sarah,
panties.
And this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. It's Sarah, the girl.
Burna Boy isn't the first artist to get caught in a tough contract. Remember when Prince famously wrote Slave on his face due to his contract with Warner Bros? Or how TLC sold millions of records,
Prince shit was
but
crazy.
still ended up broke. And this isn't Diddy's first rodeo either. So what's at stake for Burna?
Diddy been out since Prince.
His music, his money, even his freedom. These contracts can dictate an artist's entire career, their sound, image, and even collaborations. It's like being in a relationship where someone else makes all the choices. Then, Burna dropped a bombshell in a leaked interview, hinting that Diddy's contract takes a cut of everything.
Damn, Diddy ran a play on that nigga. Hey, it just shows you, man, that you gotta know your contracts, man. And anything you do, especially if you're doing that shit because you think these people be in the best interest for you 9 times out of 10, they just trying to make it up. And you just trying to get in.
I met Prince when I was 12 after he performed at UD Arena. Yeah, I knew him my whole life. He was like the guiding force for me.
Female musicians, I think, tend to listen better, and they don't let their ego get in the way of music.
Cat Williams just dropped a bombshell, revealing the real reasons why the legendary Prince had major issues with both Jay-Z and Diddy. And to make it even more explosive, he brought receipts to back it all up. According to Williams, new details have surfaced regarding Diddy's deep ties with Warner Brothers Records, the very label Prince fought against for years.
So Prince didn't like
Warner controlled every aspect of Prince's music, essentially owning him, and we all remember the iconic moment when Prince changed his name to a symbol as a protest against how they were trying to control his entire career. During that time, Diddy was cozying up with Warner, despite the ongoing battle Prince was fighting. Yet when Prince passed away, Diddy had the audacity to claim he was heartbroken and went so far as to say that Prince had been a major inspiration to him. But that wasn't the only betrayal. Jay-Z, on the other hand, did something even worse. He actually tried to manipulate Prince into moving his entire music catalog to Tidal, all while expecting Prince to hand over ownership of his life's work. Prince saw through Jay-Z's scheme and wasn't about to let him
We all know
profit
about
from his
Jay-Z.
art.
Jay-Z,
This
man.
tension even resulted in a massive lawsuit
making
after
that bread,
Prince's
he getting
death,
it, sure.
with his estate
But
accusing
fucking
Rock
people over,
Nation of
it's gonna be people
overstepping
getting
and
fucked
exploiting
over.
Prince's legacy for profit. And if you thought that was the end of it, think again. This is just scratching the surface. Word is now coming out that Prince had also tried to warn other artists about Diddy and Jay-Z's rumored freak-off parties, sending shockwaves through the industry. Now, we all know Prince wasn't one to stay quiet about the dark underbelly of the music industry. He was outspoken about the exploitation, manipulation, and shady deals that artists were often trapped in. It's no surprise he kept his distance from figures like Jay-Z and Diddy. And now, with the infamous Diddy freak-off parties making headlines, some fans have started speculating that Prince's iconic 3,121 parties were his way of offering a safer, more positive alternative for artists and industry insiders. Prince didn't just host parties, he created spaces for real artistic communion. Unlike Diddy's gatherings, which have been clouded by scandal, Prince's events were legendary for their creativity and genuine artistic expression. Prince was always 10 steps ahead of the game, and fans have begun to wonder if his 3,121 gatherings were intentionally designed to give artists a reprieve from the toxic culture that people like Diddy were associated with. And this is why some are now questioning whether Prince's death was really an accidental overdose, as we've been told. Could it be that Prince was silenced by higher-ups in the industry, viewed as a threat to a system he was actively working against? Interestingly, Cat Williams, a longtime friend of Prince, has hinted that he might know more than he's letting on. So let's get into what Cat had to say about Prince and the deeper reasons why he distanced himself from both Diddy and Jay-Z. But first, we need to talk about Prince's battle with Warner Brothers, because this was no ordinary fight. This wasn't just about money or contracts, it was about Prince's control over his own art, his identity, and his legacy. Prince wasn't merely trying to protect his earnings, he was waging a war to protect his creative freedom, and this is exactly why he clashed with industry giants like Diddy and Jay-Z, who sought to control and capitalize on artistic genius. Prince's complicated relationship with Warner Brothers began back in 1977 when he was just 18 years old. At that time, Prince was a young, incredibly talented musician with unlimited potential, and Warner Bros. Recognized his genius early on. So they did something rare. They gave him full artistic control. Prince was allowed to write, produce, and play every instrument on his albums, a level of creative freedom that was practically unheard of at the time, especially for someone so new to the industry. But let's be real, Warner wasn't doing this out of pure generosity. They knew they had a gold mine in Prince, and while they allowed him creative control, they still maintained ownership of everything he produced. This meant that while Prince was free to create his music exactly as he wanted, Warner Brothers held the rights to all of it. They owned his masters, and in the music industry, that's where the real power lies. Throughout the 1980s, Prince became one of the biggest stars in the world, cranking out timeless hits like Purple Rain, 1999, and When Doves Cry. His fame skyrocketed and his music became iconic, defining an entire generation. But as Prince's star rose, so did Warner's control over him. Yes, Prince was making millions, but Warner Bros. Had owned his masters, meaning they controlled how his music was used, sold, and distributed. Every time a Prince song was sold, Warner took the majority of the profit, leaving Prince with a smaller piece of the pie. The more successful Prince became, the tighter Warner's grip on him grew.
So he
This is when
basically like
Prince
Diddy
began to
because
see the dark side of
Diddy
the
was
industry.
part
Warner
of the
had little interest in his artistic vision. Their
people who
priority was
kinda ran
profit.
Warner.
And while Prince was creating groundbreaking music, Warner was more focused on controlling the revenue stream. It didn't matter how revolutionary Prince's work was, Warner cared about one thing: cashing in on the genius they owned. This realization set the stage for the fierce battle Prince would wage against the label in the years to come. All Warner Brothers cared about was maximizing their profits. To them, Prince was just another product to exploit for financial gain. But Prince wasn't about to let that slide. As the years went on, he grew increasingly frustrated with the label's tight control over his work, and it didn't take long for this tension to spill into the public eye.
Crazy. Look at this shit.
Congratulations! You've been invited to a party hosted by none other than famous rap mogul Puff Daddy. It's going to be an extravagant gala and definitely going to skyrocket your social media following. But when you get there, it's just Diddy and a few of his close friends looking like plankton in his basement dungeon. And you're being told to take a bottle of lube to a private room to prepare yourself, all while Diddy licks his lips and looks at you, whispering to himself, "I was in one bedroom, dreaming of a million. Now I'm in beach houses, cream to the ceiling." As you're about to find out, one of Puff Daddy's most famous lyrics could have been quite literal. 1,000 bottles of lube, enough to fill a very large aquarium. This was the shocking discovery inside of one of Puff Daddy's homes after a federal search warrant was executed against him. And all of that lube? Well, it was meant to be used by some of your favorite celebrities in what Diddy called freak-off parties. Try to picture 1,000 bottles of lubricant. Odds are you're not picturing enough. At 12 fluid ounces each, Diddy's freak-out lube stash would be almost enough to completely fill a 100-gallon fish tank. So why did Diddy need enough lube to create a slip and slide that could stretch across the entire length of a movie theater, from the lobby to the front screen? And we mean that literally. 1,000 12-ounce bottles equals about 93 gallons, which would let you cover a slip and slide 6 feet wide and around 630 feet long with 1 millimeter of personal lubricant, or a total surface area of almost 350 meters. At Diddy's movie theater, you could slide in the front door on a cushion of sex lube, whiz by the concession stand for your popcorn and soda, and then slide into your front row seats right by the big screen. And what's playing in Diddy's theater? Well, one of his personal home movies, but more on that soon. First, let's talk about enough lube to drown an elephant seal. Americans buy in bulk, as we know, and there's a Costco right down the street. These are actual statements from P. Diddy's lawyer in response to the discovery of 1,000 bottles of lubricant and baby oil at Diddy's home. While it is true that Americans enjoy bargain shopping from big box stores, most Americans also don't need enough lubricant to fully insert a Minuteman intercontinental ballistic missile into a missile silo that is a little nervous because this is their first time. The public discovery of Diddy's freak-off parties come alongside startling revelations from the numerous criminal cases against him. In 2023, Sean John Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. Lube Daddy, a.k.a. P. Slip and Slide, a.k.a. Federal Defendant Number 1, saw his entire career unwind with allegations that he had abused and exploited former girlfriend Cassandra Ventura, also known as Cassie. He was 37 years old and she was just 19 when they first met, quickly making her financially and career dependent on him. At these freak-off parties, it's alleged that he forced Cassie to perform acts on others against her will. The case would be settled out of court without the terms of the settlement being publicly revealed. However, it's likely that this included a very large financial compensation. There's no word on compensation for Diddy blowing up Kid Cudi's car after he became enraged to discover that Cudi had been dating Cassie. Given how much lube Diddy had on hand, getting his car blown up was the least of Cudi's worries. But Cassie's lawsuit was the tip of the iceberg because Puff Daddy, aka Lube Master 3000, was already facing several other cases for exactly the same type of behavior. And front and center of these allegations were P. Baby Oil Diddy's freak-off parties, for both legal reasons and to protect their reputations. It has become incredibly difficult to get solid details on what exactly went on at these freak-off parties from those who attended. But it doesn't take much imagination when there are literally 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil involved. Odds are, with that much lubricant to make things nice and slippery, Diddy and his guests were not hosting a chess club. Some leaks have emerged, though, painting a sordid picture of Combs' freak-off parties. Allegedly, they involved multi-day-long marathons of physical debauchery, with P. Diddy, a.k.a. Slip Daddy, flying in sex workers specifically for the events. That particular allegation seems to have some basis in reality, as amongst the many charges Diddy seems unable to slip out of are related to sex trafficking across state lines, for which he is being prosecuted under the infamous Mann Act. Allegedly, Diddy's flesh fests would begin after his famous white parties, which would attract major celebrities such as Leonardo DiCaprio and Mariah Carey. However, after the A-listers left, Diddy would put on a completely different show for a select group of friends. Michael Kaplan of the New York Post, who broke details on freak-offs, reported that Diddy would lure in women whom he was personally managing or had met at various adult clubs, along with sex workers. Using either drugs, money, or power over their career, Diddy forced the women to participate. Afterwards, to ensure their silence, he would use video footage taken at the events as blackmail leverage or simply threaten to ruin their career. But freak-offs had other surprises of their own. According to a well-placed drug dealer who was invited to one of these events, male rappers would engage in acts with each other as well, including some very high-profile and well-known talent whose names have not come to the spotlight yet. However, for any fan of the Boondocks, this type of behavior has long been an open secret amongst the hip-hop community. Heavy security would ensure complete privacy, and only people personally invited by Combs were allowed to enter. Threats of violence, drug addiction, and blackmail were all used to ensure complete secrecy, as well as a healthy amount of payouts for at least some individuals, such as Cassie. Even if guests wanted to leave, the sheer amount of personal lubricant flooding the party space would have made that difficult. There's also been no publicly released footage or any photos from any of these freak-off parties, though low-effort media has been using old clips or photos from legitimate white parties that Diddy hosted in their place as clickbait. Allegations that celebrities like Kevin Hart, Leonardo DiCaprio, or Beyonce attended these parties are unproven and rely entirely on photos and videos of them at known white parties. Combs is, at the time of writing, behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center after being labeled a flight risk. As federal raids against his U.S. homes were being carried out back in March, Diddy had taken his private plane to Antigua in the Caribbean. Thinking the situation over, he decided to return and was subsequently denied bail requests. Commenting on the discovery of 1,000 bottles of lubricant in one of his homes, Diddy, through his lawyer, wanted it to be clear that the presence of over 90 gallons of lube and baby oil was not, quote, as nefarious as it seemed. Because who doesn't have a commercial-sized aquarium's worth of personal lubricant for various needs in their home? Sean Slippery Combs is facing some serious jail time for the charges against him, even as the details of freak-off parties remain tightly under wraps by federal prosecutors. At a minimum, Combs faces 15 years in prison, though it's possible he could spend the rest of his life in prison if the federal sex trafficking charges are proven, along with a $250,000 fine. The real question is, how do federal authorities hope to keep a man behind bars who has spent so much of his life steeped in gallons and gallons of personal lubricant? Now slip into this video.
Out to the infographic show, man. This shit was, you know what I'm saying, just see how it, you know what I'm saying?
Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, or should we say inmate 37452-054, is facing a living nightmare at New York's Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. A jail described as hell on earth. Violence, drug use, threats to life, and shared showers. No, we're not talking about Diddy's freak-offs. This is just another brutal day inside MDC. In today's episode of the Infographic Show, we'll explore Diddy's new home and his life inside NYC's hellhole jail. Diddy is currently living the counter life to his hyper-luxurious existence that came crashing to an end in September 2024, when he was charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and the creation of a criminal enterprise.
I mean, Diddy been doing this shit for like a long ass time, man. He had freedom for a long ass time, man.
Worth of around $1 billion through music, fashion, restaurants, vodka, and TV. In his prime, he held so-called white parties where a who's who of fame and fortune had the opportunity to snort rails from the tanned bodies of call girls. These X-rated shindigs had an adult-only element where guests could indulge their most lurid fantasies. These were marathon orgies where the escorts servicing the VIPs would have to use intravenous drips to recover from days of non-stop sex and rampant drug use. Diddy is now doing hard time in a Spartan prison cell at the MDC, where the only white lines he sees are the ones he's told to stand behind as he strips and is ordered to drop and cough. As the most high-profile prisoner in the USA, everything he does is strictly monitored. His every move is recorded. He can't scratch his nose without someone watching. And you can be sure he won't end up sharing a cell with a muscular thug with hands big enough to screw off human heads. Diddy is currently being held in the Special Housing Unit, aka the SHU, a 23-hour lockdown part of the prison, That means he's purposefully being kept away from the general population, which according to a former warden is because he wouldn't last a minute in the main part of the jail. Not only is he charged with sex crimes, but killing Diddy, according to this warden, will bestow an inmate a badge of honor. Diddy is a dead man walking if anyone can actually get to him. At the very least, he'll have to pay millions in protection money. The question is, can they get to him? We'll come back to this topic soon, but first let's examine his day-to-day existence in a jail that sits somewhere within the 7th circle of hell, the violent part. Wake-up call is 6 a.m. on the dot, when Diddy will open his eyes to 4 bare walls. He probably isn't getting much sleep. The shoe is quiet during the night, but the occasional scream will no doubt wake him from his nightmares. It is also very uncomfortable sleeping without a pillow on a 1.5-inch mattress. This is a man whose $40 million 10-bedroom home, just one of his homes, had a theater, a spa, a beauty salon,
that food gonna be hella nice,
and a pool connected to an underground water tunnel. There's likely no natural light in his cell, just a strip light above the furnishings of an iron bed bolted to the floor, next to an all-in-one ensuite sink and toilet. He spends 23 hours a day in this cell. His family has been allowed to see him, and his lawyer has been visiting, but the majority of his days are just him and those 4 walls, plus the odd visit from Kenny the Cockroach. Yes, he probably names them. That's the kind of thing men do in isolation. He's expected to make his bed every day after he awakes, to mop the floor and keep his toilet and sink clean. No doubt he is grateful for these cleaning duties that give him something to do. It might be humiliating for a man who had hordes of household staff, but the alternative is going insane from inactivity. Each morning he receives his breakfast through a small hole in the door. There will be no caviar on offer, but there will be powdered scrambled eggs, cheap white bread, milk, and sweet juice. This is one of 3 meals each day, which all added up by law should give him at least 1,800 calories. One of the problems with his shoe is when he finally gets his meal, it won't be very hot. He's gone from spending $3,000 on a single meal in New York to eating cold hot dogs made from muscle and sinew. With each jail meal typically costing $3 to $4, he'll have to get used to mystery meat and maybe the odd surprise dish. An MDC prisoner recently complained about maggots in his food. Still, Diddy has plenty of cash, and he has access to the commissary, where he can buy candy, coffee, tea, and other food treats, and likely clothes or a radio. The maximum he'll be able to spend is $160 every 2 weeks. Not much for a man who owned a $500,000 diamond-studded gold chain. He might spend a lot of time reading, although there is limited access to the library for shoe prisoners. If he is reading, it's likely material found in the jail's True Links electronic law library. Still, a prisoner recently said resources are really bad in the MDC. Forget about your constitutional rights, he said. Human rights here are a problem. Diddy gets 3 showers a week, which will be taken by himself in showers that inmates have said are full of mold. It's likely Diddy, a man who is used to the finer things in life, is now familiar with the scent that fills a badly ventilated room when large logs of fecal matter don't flush properly. There were recently 800 work orders for repair and infrastructure at the MDC in the space of a month, and plumbing was one of the issues that needed to be fixed. Let's now imagine Diddy was in general population. This has been called hell on earth since it was opened in 1994. In recent years, it's been known for brutal assaults. Reports say prisoners receive inadequate supervision and insufficient medical care. An inmate reported people get stabbed at least a couple of times a week in a jail where inmates have homemade knives that are 6 to 9 inches long. Not long ago, an inmate was stabbed multiple times. Instead of receiving medical care, he got a 25-day lockdown. Another prisoner was stabbed to death. This happened in a jail where 6 staff members were fired over the last 5 years for doing shady business with the prisoners, which, according to a current inmate, means bringing in phones, the drugs, the razors, the scalpels.
Well, Diddy
it's even
said
said that some of the correction officers are gang members. It's so incredibly violent in the MDC that judges have been reluctant to send men there. Still, they don't have many options since the Metropolitan Correctional Center was shut down, mostly because of what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. If the same happens to Diddy, you can be sure heads will roll. So, is he completely safe? It depends. Just before we started making this video, it was reported he'd left his total isolation and was shacked up in a dorm with the former crypto king Sam Bankman-Fried. But this is just a rumor. It's hard to know because the Bureau of Prisons says it does not provide information about conditions of confinement, and it definitely won't talk about security. But we do know from Diddy's lawyers that life in the jail is not ideal. They recently called the conditions horrific, attempting to get Diddy out on bail with a $50 million bond, but the judge refused, so it looks as though he is staying put. How will everything work out for Diddy? If it's true he is in a dorm, he'll be experiencing 24-hour paranoia, sleeping with one eye open, watching every move of every man. He might be living with guys who, like him, require protective custody. But that doesn't mean any of the 18 to 20 of them in that dorm won't be dangerous. A few of them, like Diddy, will be in for sex-related offenses. And we're talking about a man worth hundreds of millions, so we can expect Diddy will be paying some serious money to help him stay alive. But let's not forget that a person is innocent until proven guilty. Diddy's lawyers recently said that their client has been looking forward to clearing his name, and he is going to clear his name. And if he doesn't, his name is soon going to be landing on the lips of men who have nothing to lose, and maybe something to gain. And that's why it's almost certain if he's found guilty, he'll spend much of the remainder of his life in a protective custody unit, where he'll have lots of opportunities to discuss freak-offs with men of the predatory kind who made freak-offs their life's work. Now you need to watch Inescapable.
Alright, this is his birthday.
Happy birthday to Daddy.
I guess Diddy turning 55.
Happy birthday to Daddy. Happy birthday. Keep going.
Diddy turning 55.
To Daddy. Keep going,
Go. Happy birthday to Daddy. Yay!
I love y'all so much.
We love you too.
Love you,
Love y'all so much. I can't wait to see y'all.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see y'all. And I just want to say I'm proud of y'all, especially the girls. I mean, all of y'all, but just for being strong. Thank y'all for being strong, and thank y'all for being by my side and supporting me. I love y'all. I got the best family in the world. My birthday, I'm happy. Thanks for y'all giving me this call. Thank you very much. I love y'all.
We love you more. Can't wait to see you in a couple of days.
I'll see y'all in a couple of days.
Say it again.
What you say?
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, baby.
She eat it, yo, Pop.
Hi, we're right here.
Chance right here on the phone too.
Pops, love eating all your cake, so you're not gonna have none left.
She's literally digging her face in it.
You have nobody even know it. Yo, she's spaced down in the cake right now.
Say hey, Chance.
Happy birthday to Mom.
We
love you.
Chance is right here too. If you get here on the phone. One more time.
Hey, Chance.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, baby. I love you.
Love you too. Miss you. See you soon.
Okay,
Let's go. Family hikes. Family hike. This is.
Damn, bitch. They going crazy. I'll be back. So y'all, okay. So look at this shit, man. For them to take 1,000 baby oil is insane. You know what I'm saying? For anything. You feel me? And Diddy smart. You know what I'm saying? As far as the baby oil. People who ever told the shit or got that shit out here, we still don't 100% know why they grabbed the baby oil. You feel what I'm saying? It's all speculations, allegations type shit. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, man, you know, when you making a certain type of amount of money in American KKK, you gotta understand that a lot of people don't want to see you win. Even your own people, you know. White people trying to manipulate you as a puppet. You know, you gotta do certain things to fit in certain group circles. You know what I'm saying? And I always go back to when them crypto billionaires started dying out of nowhere. They got a certain system that's already played out. If you don't fit that certain system and you don't go along with what they gotta say, they will get you out the paint. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, for the crypto billionaires, they didn't get their money on through like the dollar or through like, you know how you naturally do like oil or some shit. They got that shit through like the internet. So it's like they gave people power that never had power before. So they can start a whole new generation of power who people got like billions of dollars money on. So it's like, if people that already had the money on, y'all got this organization set the fuck up, and you like a new person who don't really fit with that organization, or you don't fit or you stop fucking with them people no more, you go on your own side. So it's like, okay, so you got your own side. You just started off with, like, let's say you just started off with it, or you're not with them, fucking with them no more. They can get you out the paint because the whole organization can work together and do shit to say get you set the fuck up or get you out the paint. So we gotta always understand that, you know, it's deeper than what it looked like. You know, yes, he probably did a whole bunch of bullshit. That's not just say, hey, you know, if you got it, like Diddy, he played part of the game just to get to where he's at. You feel what I'm saying? But we gotta always understand that people will try to get you out the paint, especially when you stop playing the game of what they got going, and you up in that high ranks and like that. So it's like, shout out to his family. You know, his family still stand by his side, even though, you know, he had these really tough allegations. You know, even though they was part of it, some of it. But, you know, hey, hopefully he can beat this case. You know, people from back in the day had problems with him. You know, Tupac, Biggie, Prince. You know, Michael. Who knows how much many people got beef with Diddy, and just now sure to tell their story. Hey man, I hope y'all hey yeah, and there's my Burna Boy. Hey, Burna Boy. People get you in this contract, man. Sometimes when you get that contract, man, they keep holding you. Can't, he probably had Burna Boy just all types tied up with them contracts. But hey, that's why I said y'all gotta be smart during these days, man. We out this bit. Hood, outside, career gang.
Hey Dad, you know dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. Even though this is instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.